Hi, this is Janice from Space to Relax, and the video you're about to watch is a replay of a live class I taught on Zoom. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope you enjoy the class. Hi, and you're very welcome to the class today, everybody. Today's class is all about putting together a Qigong morning routine. So very importantly, the first thing to decide about your morning routine is how much time you have available to you. So if you have 5 minutes, that's great. If you have 15 minutes, that's great too. But just decide how much time you have available. And what I'm going to show you in the routine today are a series of exercises that you can use to wake up the body and wake up the breath first thing in the morning. So if you only have 5 minutes available, just practice the first one. If you have a little bit longer, then go on and practice the others as well. So first of all, check that you're standing. You can actually do this first exercise sitting or even lying down in the bed too, but I'm in my standing position, so I want to make sure the feet are shoulder width distance apart, knees are slightly bent. I've got lovely kind of relaxation in the shoulders and the arms. There's length in my lower spine. The spine is not constricted in any way, so just moving the tailbone downwards just to create a little bit of space in the lower back area. And then checking that the chin is not jutting forwards, just that it's tucked back towards the throat, feeling lovely length in the back of the neck. Close your eyes for a moment and close your mouth, and just beginning your practice with 3 abdominal breaths. So breathing in and out through the nose, smooth, soft and silent. As you breathe in, feel the belly expand, and as you breathe out, feeling the belly shrink. So just 3 breaths to bring you into your practice. Bringing a smile to the corners of your mouth, which helps to release any tension in your face. And then opening the eyes so that you can see me. So this first exercise is called waking up the breath, and we're going to use a combination of tapping around the lungs and also some sound as well. So usually in Qigong we breathe in and out through the nose, but when we use sound we actually exhale through the mouth with the mouth open as we make that sound. So that's what we're going to be doing for this first part today. So what I'd like you to do is just make loose fists with your hands, and then we're going to start in at the top part of the lungs in the front, and we're going to just tap, just be tapping. Get the idea? You can either tap both fists at the same time or alternate. So a bit like kind of beating your chest just underneath your collarbones. So tapping and also breathing. So you're going to breathe in and out through the nose for 4 breaths, and then on the 5th breath, as you exhale, you're going to say ha, ha, or even make it longer, ha. Whatever you feel comes naturally to you as a sound to make when you exhale. So let's begin. Tapping, breathing in and out for 4 breaths. In and out through the nose, maybe just a little bit around the sternum, moving the hands around. And on the 5th breath, when you exhale, make the sound. Ha! And we do this 5 times. So again, another 4 breaths in and out through the nose. And on the 5th breath, making the sound. Ha! And again, 4 breaths. And breathing out, making the sound. Ha. Continue, 4 more breaths. And then on the 5th breath, make the sound. Ha. Last one, 4 more breaths. Smiling. And maybe try a different sound this time. So have fun with it. Now, moving the hands now with the tapping down to the lower parts of the lungs. Again, 4 breaths, tapping around the lower parts of the ribs, really helping to unblock any congestion, any stale air that may have accumulated in the lower lungs overnight. So your 4 breaths. Maybe go around to the sides a little bit. On the 5th breath. Ha. 4 more breaths. On the 5th breath, make the sound. Ha. Then in and out through the nose, 4 breaths. Fifth breath, make the sound. Ha. 4 more breaths. Keep tapping. Ha. 1 more round. Ha. Now move the hands to the tops of the shoulders. Now ideally, if you've got a partner to help you do this, that would be great. You can also perform this in a circle if you've got a few people. So what you can do is maybe reach over with one hand, reach over with the other, or do both together, or get your partner to do it. So you'd have your back to them and they'd be doing the tapping for you, and then the person behind them would be doing the tapping for them. So you can actually link up in a circle if you've got a group of people to do this. So again, I'll turn around and show you tapping here, and then if you can actually reach yourself further down, but that's really kind of tricky. So it's really good to have someone to help you. So maybe just stay with the tops of the shoulders, and then on the 5th breath, making the sound, ha. Keep going, 4 more breaths. And we'll just do this for 3 sounds because I can see that maybe your shoulders may get a little bit tired to hold them in this position for too long. So 1 more sound. On the 5th breath, ha. 1 more round, 4 breaths. And on the 5th breath, breathing out, ha. And then coming down to the kidneys and the lower back area. Tapping, I'll show you. Just around the kidney and lower back area, trying as much as you can to keep the shoulders relaxed. So you may want to, I'll just show you again there, I just changed my hands around, just going in with the knuckles rather than this way with the front of the hands facing the back. It's easy with the backs of the hands facing the back. I think it just relieves a little bit more pressure on your shoulders. So just tapping in with the backs of the hands and the knuckles. On the 5th breath, breathing out. Ha. So come to the lower parts of the lungs as well, maybe a little bit further up the back so you can feel the rib cage. 4 breaths. On the 5th breath, using the sound. Ha. And if you've got someone to do this for you, what you can actually do, keep going with the tapping, is as they are tapping for you on the back, you can just relax here by bending the knees and supporting your knees with the hands, fingers facing in towards the centre, or even hold on to the back of a chair or a table while your partner is doing this tapping for you. So on the 5th breath, ah, and then allow the arms to relax. Let them hang down by your side. Close your eyes. Keep the mouth closed now. Breathing in and out through the nose into your abdomen. And just observe how you feel. Have you woken up the breath? Do you feel tingling anywhere in your body? If you do, that's a great sign that your chi is flowing a little bit more freely. So observing how you feel as a result of that exercise to wake up the breath should allow you to notice that the breath maybe feels a little bit easier now, a little bit less congested. Maybe the flow of breath in and out through the nostrils, down to the abdomen and back up again, seems a little bit more smooth, more open, less obstructed. And gently opening the eyes. So that's a fantastic starting exercise for a Qigong morning routine. So if you only have 5 minutes or so, just practice that. And generally speaking, you would practice for 5 rounds. So you breathe in and out for 4 using your abdominal breath. And then on that 5th exhale, make the sound and do that whole set 5 times. But if you don't have that much time, maybe just do that whole set 3 times instead. So hopefully you'll find that one really useful for first thing in the morning. This next exercise is moving on to working with opening up the chest area a little bit more, but we bring the arms into it. For this exercise, we're just going to open and expand the chest and the upper back area. And many of you will have done this exercise with me before. So standing with your feet shoulder width distance apart and checking the knees are nice and loose, little bend in the knees, not locked out. Shoulders are down, shaking out the arms in preparation. Tuck the chin back towards the throat. Bring a smile to the corners of your mouth. And just breathing for a moment, a couple of breaths, in and out through the nose. And now the movement is lifting up the hands. So bring the backs of the hands together in front of you at hip level, and then just bending in the elbows to elevate the hands up towards heart level. Backs of the hands are still together, and then opening up, doing a big stretch, a big morning stretch, spreading the hands out to the sides, fingers extending away from you, and then bringing everything back towards the center, bringing the hands back towards you, in towards the chest, and just coming back down again. So with this exercise, as you breathe in, the hands come up towards the heart center, and as you breathe out, that's where you do your lovely stretch. And if you like, you can actually lean back a little bit. Don't let the neck drop back, but if you've no issues with your lower back, you can actually lean back and just create a little bit of a spinal stretch there. And then breathing in, as though you're gathering lovely chi in from nature, bringing it back down towards the lower belly. So breathing in, hands, backs of the hands together, coming up towards the heart center. Breathing out, lovely stretch. Think of your fingernails growing longer away from you as you do this. Breathing in, drawing in lovely chi from nature into your body, into your chest, all the way down through the body into the lower abdomen, the area we call dantian. And one more time. Breathing in, hands come up. Breathing out, extending. Breathing in, drawing lovely chi in. And then breathing out as you allow that chi to come down into dantian. Now lift the hands up so that you're making like a cactus position with your arms. Loose fists now, so the elbows are at shoulder level out to the sides, and then the hands are stacked directly on top of the elbows there. So you're making kind of an L shape with your hands and your arms. Okay, so for this one now, again, breathe in at this position. Breathe out, and again, a big stretch, but keep your arms in that L-shaped position. So the elbows are bent, fists are loose. And then as you breathe in, hunch yourself up into a little ball. So bring the elbows together in front of your body, rounding in the back, not rounding in the lower back though, just the upper back, feeling horizontal extension and elongation across the upper back area. Breathing in, stretching out to the sides, smiling. Breathing out, I'll turn to the side and show you. Elbows coming together, really rounding in the upper back. But you see I'm not rounding in my lower back, I'm not leaning forwards. Just feeling that lovely stretch across the tops of the shoulders, in between the shoulder blades. And again, breathing out, stretching. And again, you might want to drop back a little bit further just to create a gentle stretch in the lower back area if you have no issues with your back. And breathing out, coming forwards, elbows touching, head drops down, feeling that lovely space between the shoulder blades. And then as you come back around, let the hands just drop down, giving the arms a shake out. So that's really working with chest and upper back area, which is such a lovely thing to do first thing in the morning, because that's often the time when, if we accumulate any mucus or any kind of phlegm in the chest, we often find that that's a lot worse in the morning time. So that lovely chest and upper back opening exercise will help to dislodge any phlegm and make it easier for you to clear it from your body. The next exercise we're going to do now is just a really simple groin stretch and working with the hip area. So just beginning just by doing a few simple hip circles. So again, go very easy with this. If you have any issues with your lower back, with your hips, any groin strain, anything like that. So making circles as large or as small as is comfortable for you. But just close your eyes for a moment and bring your mind into the very center of your hip joints. By closing the eyes, you create a nice little balance exercise as well. I don't know if you noticed there, just as you close the eyes, you have to really focus a little bit more on staying very well grounded, keeping the soles of the feet in good contact with the ground in order to keep your balance. If you feel like you're going to lose your balance, then open your eyes or have a chair next to you that you can maybe hold on to the back of. Now change the direction. Keep the mind in the center of the hip joint, breathing using your abdominal breath. And then gently opening the eyes, bringing that movement to a gentle stop now. And from here, what I'd like you to do is just place your hands flat on your lower belly and make a triangle with your thumbs horizontally joining just or touching each other just below your belly button. And then the index fingers pointing down towards the groin area, making a triangle with your hands. So be aware now of that kind of groin area. And all we're going to do for this is just step apart a little bit. Maybe just a little bit more than shoulder width distance apart, still with the toes facing forwards. And from this position, we're going to straighten in the knees. So no bent knees, so straight locked out knees. And from here, very gently, what you're going to do is just lean backwards very, very slightly. And only as far as you can feel a little stretch in the groins. Now be very careful if you have any issues with your lower back. Don't let your head drop back and keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. So then just coming back up to your upright position. So take a breath in, and then as you breathe out through your nose, just leaning back very slightly. And then breathing in, back to the center. I'll show you from the side now. So, breathing in your upright position, and then breathing out, knees are locked, just going back, only as far as you need to in order to feel this lovely extension in the front of the hips. And breathing in, back to the center. One more time, breathing out, feeling the extension in the groin area, and breathing in, back to the center. And then very gently bending the knees now before you gently step together. Okay, now next one is working with knees and then moving on to the ankles. So this one is very simple. I'll just show you the hand position first. So you're going to bend the knees and then turn the palms of the hands, or turn the fingers so that they're facing in towards the center. The palms of the hands resting just above your knees, so flat, one palm on each knee. So fingers in towards the center. This really helps to support your kneecaps when you do this. Now, if you can't quite get that far in terms of your own flexibility, just come a little bit further up and just have your hands higher up on your thighs, still with the knees bent though. And I'm going to show you this from the side. So my feet are shoulder width distance apart. I'm not rounding in my back. I'm not rounding like this. This is putting too much pressure on my lower back. So I'm keeping the back straight. So when I'm leaning forwards any bit, I'm hinging really at the hips. If anyone has any issues with osteoporosis or bone density, be very careful with any forward bends. If you've been told not to do forward bends, then don't do this exercise. You can do plenty of other Qigong exercises that will not put you at any risk at all. So, coming forwards now, so the back stays straight. Now, as I breathe in, I'm in this starting position. And as I breathe out, I'm just going to sit down, bending the knees a little bit more. Nothing else. The heels stay in contact with the ground. And then breathe in, come back up a little. Breathing out, sitting down. So this is a fantastic exercise to wake up the legs in the morning. Breathe in, coming up. Breathing out, sitting down. Really helping to encourage qi flow down into the thighs, the knees, down the backs of the calves, into the Achilles tendon, right down through the heels. Breathing in, coming up. 2 more. Breathing out. Sitting down. Breathing in, coming up. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed and still smiling. Breathing out, sitting down. Breathing in, coming up. And then very slowly coming back up to a standing position. Back to your feet shoulder width distance apart. Little bend in the knees. Moving on to the ankles next, very simply, just to iron out any little stiffness in the ankles, placing the ball of the foot on the floor, just with the one foot to begin with, and just heel is raised a little bit. So you're going to be circling the ankles. So just circle in one direction. And again, just for a moment, close your eyes, use your abdominal breath, and use your mind to focus on the very center of that ankle joint, thinking of mobilizing the chi, the energy, the blood, the fluid, lubricating that joint as you move the ankle in circles, and then change direction. And again, with the eyes closed, this is a nice exercise to gently encourage better balance. And then return that heel to the floor, and then working with the other foot now, circling. So get the movement going first, along with your breath, and then bring your mind into this. Remember, Qigong is a combination of movement, breath and mind. So your mind is in the center of the joint. The mind and the breath and the movement all helping to oil and lubricate your ankle joint. Change the direction now. And then replacing the foot again. And just to finish our morning routine, just to make sure that you're fully awake, we're going to rub the hands together until the palms get really, really hot. And then just bring the palms to your eyes, feeling lovely heat from the palms, passing through your eyes, out the back of the eyes, nourishing your mind. And also now just giving your face a little massage. And we often use this little face massage to bring yourself back into the room after a practice. But what we're going to do also today is a bit of tapping. So this is to wake up in the morning. So this is really lovely and stimulating. So tapping around the forehead, maybe around the eye sockets, onto the top of the lip, around to the jaw. At the same time, maybe wiggle your jaw from side to side, check you're not holding any tension in this area, onto the chin. You might want to go up to the top of the head and around the back of the head. Maybe pinching the ears, just working around from the top of the ears to the earlobes. And then shaking out the hands. Now shaking out the whole body. So keeping the heels in contact with the floor, but really just giving yourself a good shake, bouncing on the knees, using the knees as springs, shaking the shoulders, shaking the wrists, being very loose and floppy like a rag doll, maybe bending to one side, creating a gentle side stretch, and then to the other side. Maybe lift the arms up, in front of you, out to the side, and just coming back to your resting position now. Close your eyes for a moment, breathing in and out through the nose and observing how you feel. And that little practice should hopefully have stimulated a little bit of chi and blood flow, so you may be feeling tingling in your body. I especially feel it in my hands and my arms, but it can be anywhere. Notice your breathing. Is it fast or slow? Deep or shallow? Does it feel open and free flowing? Or does it feel a little bit congested? And is it silent, or can you hear yourself breathing? And gently opening the eyes. So that's a series of exercises which you can use for a Qigong morning routine to help to wake up the body, to ease any joint or muscle stiffness, and also to really help to clear any phlegm or mucus that you may have accumulated in your lungs overnight. That's quite a common thing. As our circulation stagnates overnight, it's often the case that we can accumulate maybe not even phlegm or mucus, but just stale air. So those practices really help to rid any stale air from the lung system, and also to energize the whole of the physical body. So I hope you enjoyed this practice, and maybe give one or a few of these different exercises a try, depending on how much time is available for you for your morning routine.